You mentioned, which is actually the next, Vanessa's a paid actor here, kind of, which is actually the next question, the down payment, that you should have a little bit of money. We have these two questions that actually are from the community. One guy from Instagram asking about the down payment and Nebenkosten. And I think this is what we need to clarify first. So those are two separate things. Nebenkosten is basically the closing costs that you have. Notary, taxes, and like notary, land registry, and maybe an agent if you need one, which some of you think it's mandatory. It's not. It's just that in Berlin, Munich, Frankfurt, probably nothing works without an agent, but it's not mandatory. And that's also why in Berlin they want twice as much as anywhere else. And they take like 7
each side. They can charge you whatever they want.
Exactly.
Not even agent costs, even rent. It's crazy there.
So that's the closing costs, the Nebenkosten, what is here mentioned in this Instagram reply. That's different than the down payment. Because if we're saying where he has this 10%, that you buy a property for 100K, just to have easy numbers, then usually there's 10% in closing costs coming on top. Could be 5.5. Here in Bavaria, it's 5.5. The lowest, the only state left, right? With Saxony increasing last year, it's the only state left with 5.5. In Berlin, it's much more. Could be like 15 if you have an agent.
If you have an agent, 5.5 plus 2%. It could be up to So south, no, I don't say only south, but you pay less taxes, to be honest.
If you're looking for the lowest cost, then sure. Bavaria.
But you can deduct that cost as well.
And that's the Nebenkosten. So you would actually, if you buy a property for 110, for 100, you have to pay 110. The down payment would be different. If, for example, the bank says, it's okay, you want to buy the property for 100K, but the real value is only 90K. Then they're not going to finance 100K if they only come to terms that it's worth only 90. So then you have to make an additional 10% down payment, meaning you would have to pay 20%, the 10% Nebenkosten, the closing costs, and the 10% down payment. So that's different. Now, can you get around the down payment? Because you can get around the Nebenkosten. Everybody has to pay taxes and notary. Can you get around the down payment? Yes, if you have a really good property and if you have a really good financial situation. If not, if your financial situation is not that great and the property is maybe not that great, then some banks still do it, but then the interest rate goes higher and higher and higher. We're also right now financing, during the pandemic, it was not possible to finance the closing costs. Now it's kind of possible again, but interest rate goes through the roof.
That's
basically
correct.
So it goes up exponentially. So it actually can make sense to make a small down payment if you benefit in terms of interest rate from it. Sometimes you do. Sometimes a small down payment lowers the interest rate, like the property that I bought in Düsseldorf. We have a very small down payment that I made myself, and we got a better interest rate. So then it made sense. Sometimes not. And if it doesn't make your interest rate better, then there's not a real reason to do it, except you're looking for positive cash flow, of course.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense right now, but
exactly. It doesn't make a lot of sense, because also from the tax situation, we'll talk about that later too. But what it will definitely do, so even though if it not decreasing your interest rate, it will definitely improve your cash flow.
Yeah. That's for sure. You can also, let's say you're saying you don't have enough down payment, right? I mean, as you said, there are banks, they do it. You have to know a good bank, to be honest, if you want to finance like 110%. But you can also say, I don't have that 10% additional cost, Kaufnebenkosten. You could also do 105%. That's what some banks, they do. You just pay the half and put the other half. But again, get better two offers. Get an offer of 110 or 105% and get another offer 90%, for example, if you want to go with another 10% down payment. So just and then you can see if the interest rate drastically changed or not.
Yeah.
So this is what we do also for our
Yeah,
clients. I mean,
we do this all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
when we finance with somebody, we'll always get.
Yeah.
We usually try the 100%, and
Yeah.
then we see, okay, if we make a little bit of down payment, does it make a difference?
Exactly.
And then I think it's for the, so that's a discussion that we have done with the clients. Without a down payment, you pay 3.8. With down payment, you pay 3.6. Is it worth it? Sometimes homeowners say yes.
Yeah.
Investors mostly say no because it's tax deductible anyway. So you don't really care about 0 point some
No.
change.
Number one, and number two, why you want to put so much money from yourself, right?
Yeah.
Use the money. If you're investing, use the leverage effect as long as you can from the bank, and use as less money from yourself. So even if you say it changed 0.2%, you know, put that money
cares?
somewhere
Yeah.
else. So don't you really use it
Yeah.
whole. Otherwise, or if you have your money really sitting on the account, like you don't know what to do with that, yes, but otherwise just invest it in multiple places.
Yeah.